All right, boys and girls, we got our last meal of the day, and good morning, squad. I've needed to do this video for a little while, but this is my full day of eating. 4 weeks out from my second bodybuilding show. I'm going to show you guys exactly the macros, the calories, and most importantly, the reasoning, the timing, and explain pretty much everything that goes into every meal I eat and why I do it and what it does for me. And, you know, you guys hopefully will learn something, be able to replicate this in your life in order to get lean, you know, feel good, have your mind stay sharp, and overall just enjoy life while doing it. So I hope this brings some clarity to it, but let's get fucking started. It's Sunday, so that means it's one of the most productive days of the week. Today, I'm going to just do abs, arms, and cardio because it's more of a rest day, but I want to stay active, you know, especially on a weekend when I have more time to do it. All right, to start, I got 90 grams. 5-second rule. I got 90 grams of sourdough bread. 90 grams of it. You might think, what the fuck, that's plain. Honestly, it's amazing. Air fry it, spray it with a little bit of avocado oil to make it crispy and fucking The reason I just have plain sourdough bread, what the fuck's wrong with me? No protein or anything. My goal of fueling for the gym entails having the easiest accessible energy for my body. The quickest digesting energy you can have is a simple sugar. Having this with fat, having this with protein actually will delay the digestion of the simple sugar, resulting in a more difficult source of energy for your body to access, if that makes sense. So the reason I isolate this, just that reason. It is extremely easy for my body to digest. It goes almost instantly. And typically when you have simple sugars alone, you would think, well, that's not healthy for me. The reason you think it's not healthy is because it's known to spike your blood sugar. However, if you do it before a workout and utilize the energy properly, that energy that would normally spike your blood sugar, that meal that would normally spike your blood sugar actually goes straight to exerting more force in the workout that you're doing because you're using it to supply the energy for the workout you're doing instead of just sitting on your ass. That's when it would spike your blood sugar because all this energy is going to a place that it's not using. It just sits in your bloodstream. So thus, I just isolate the carbs. That's in order to get the best pump, most energy, and it just tastes amazing. So, and to keep, you know, not too much food in my stomach right before I go to the gym, which I also like to do. But yeah, I've always felt great eating just simple sugars alone with nothing else before the workout. Put this shit on a coaster. Now I got this fucking glycerol, liquid glycerol, increases your pump. It's a carbohydrate, you know, but it doesn't spike your blood sugar like most carbohydrates do. Has minimal impact on blood sugar levels, but what it does is it's a vasodilator. So it really increases the pump and overall vascularity and muscle fullness for your lift. And, you know, because of that, promotes better recovery, better nutrient transport to the muscle tissue. And yeah, so I'm putting a little bit, I put a little bit of this in here, just like 1 capful. It's sour apple. And then I mix that with my creatine, which again, you don't need to take right before the gym. You can take at any point of the day because it just saturates in your muscle tissue over a period of time. In order to keep it saturated, you just keep doing it daily. It's not like a pre-workout type thing. You don't need to take it right before your lift. Take it at any point of the day, and you could even skip a day and get the same result. So, boom. We're back. Look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. We have 96% ground beef, 8 ounces. We got some broccoli here, and we got the most satiating carbohydrate there is, potato. We got crispy air fried potatoes cut up in little fries. Listen to this crunch. Hold on. There's some crunch there, but they're fire. So let's start with the meaning of the beef. Obviously, high protein, replenishes your muscles, extremely important. Extremely high vitamin and mineral content, one of the best protein sources you can eat. 96% to keep it extra lean, tastes the exact same. Put some taco seasoning on there and salsa. That is negligible amount of calories with some chives on top just to make it fire and look better. Broccoli, obviously, the vitamins and minerals and satiation purposes in terms of volume. You know, obviously a lot of volume per calorie. And lastly, we got the potatoes, not only great carbohydrate source, not only extremely satiating, the most satiating carbohydrate there is, but also extremely delicious. And that's the crunch. That's the crunch I was looking for. Look at that. And lastly, replenishes your glycogen stores. When you, after you work out, you know, the carbohydrates you took in, they absorb in your muscle tissue. You go work out, you exert them. They're exerted through your exercise, and as a result, your muscle is depleted again. So this helps replenish your glycogen stores within your muscle tissue once again. So I like to keep my carbohydrates the highest before and after my lift, especially just to ensure I get optimal energy for my lift and optimal recovery afterwards. Fire. I'm going to eat this and do some work. I'm going to take this to my desk, but we'll be back for meal number 3 in probably like 2 to 3 hours. It takes 2 to 3 hours post meal for your muscle protein synthesis levels to go back to pre-meal level. Yogurt fruit protein bowl. All right. Meal 3, I have a yogurt with PB Fit with protein powder fruit bowl thing that is fire just for overall satiety and sweet tooth later at night, and a lot of protein in there, and obviously the fruit for the vitamins and minerals, and a lot of fiber, so it can taste fire. So by the way, this is the one to get if you're going to get any Greek yogurt. Extremely high protein, low calorie. It's the best one. And also, this is the protein powder I highly recommend. Best tasting and overall really good texture for mixing in yogurt bowls and for making any recipes with it, which I have a lot of. I'm going to include my free diet hack recipe document down below in the description. So definitely check that one out. And I'll be back with you for my last meal before the night. It's about 8 p.m. right now. I'm going to have one more, go to bed around 10. All right, boys and girls, we got our last meal of the day, and it's 2 eggs here, on beef, and I got another sourdough piece of bread, and I'm gonna like make a sandwich with it and like eat it how I want to, maybe put some hot sauce on it. But just a reminder, I mean, this is my full day of eating. I'm like 3 weeks out, pretty kind of lean right now, as you can see. And just a disclaimer, this is not, you know, meant to fit everyone. This is just meant to fit me. Here we go. So yeah, it's meant to fit me and just me. And if you do the same day of eating with the same macros and stuff, you might get a completely different result, probably, because everyone's body is different. However, you can use this as a baseline, you know, with the general macros and the calories and how I space everything out and how I utilize everything. But pretty much, to break down this last meal, we got the eggs, superfood. I would have put 4 if I had them, but I ran out. I only have 2 remaining. And I did another 8 ounces of ground beef, so I had a full pound today of that because, I mean, superfood and fire. And yeah, obviously the sourdough, just because I was a little lower on carbs and tastes good. So that was to hit my around 2K today. My macros are on the screen. But yeah, again, this is just completely depending on my individual needs where I am right now. I wouldn't eat this little if I wasn't competing in a show very soon, but all I would do to change if I was not competing is I would increase the amounts I was eating, and I would still utilize all the foods that I utilize for the specific purposes that I mentioned during each meal, such as like higher carbs before and after the lift, and utilizing protein and slow digesting carbs and fruits and veggies throughout the day. So hopefully you guys can get a good sense of what I'm doing and how you can use meals just like this, and get a better idea of how to position your meals and what to eat, and use the meals for your favor instead of against you. You can still have really good food and just use it to your benefit. So definitely all you got to do to make this catered towards you is just find your macros that will help you reach your goals, and use foods like this and use them in your favor, and create a lot of variety with healthy whole foods. And obviously you can cheat a little bit. I also got this zero sugar root beer on the side, just as something sweet and no calories and shit. But yeah, well, this is what works for me, and this is a good baseline to start with to give you a general idea of how I place my meals and why. Just a reminder, I'm not eating this specifically strict unless I'm like competing. I'm really close to my show, so I want to keep everything constant and keep my whole foods primarily in my diet to not upset the stomach and provide the smoothest results I can get, and prevent bloating along the way. So, but normally if I'm just losing fat, or for the general person, a lot more flexibility, a lot more, simple swaps or diet hacks, as I call. I have a document that's for free I can provide you, which makes it really, really easy to lose fat with donuts, brownies, cookies, pizza. I left that in the description as well, as long as my call link, if you're looking to apply a meal plan just like this to something that would fit your life and get you the results that you want. Again, eating something just like this would work completely different for someone else, but it's a good baseline with the meals and how I space them out and the reason that I put them there, in order to get a general idea of what to do for you, obviously within the macros that would reach you to your goal. So again, hope this helped, and let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll be back. Let's go.